Part 4. If you got this far anyway. It always seems to be the first video when you do like a line of videos that like get the most views, and I don't get that many views anyway, but like, yeah, I just hope that these help somebody. So I had my children, but obviously the tablets got worse and worse, developed into heroin. That's where I was in the last video. I was going to see these people who were just long-time heroin users, old school addicts. So I started really mixing with them. We moved into a new place. A lot was going on with my family that I don't want to get into, but it was really brutal stuff. Like, my dad went to prison and like, yeah, hard stuff really. That I'm not willing to just, like, it was really brutal, the whole thing. I experienced a lot of like real hardships for being a young, like in my younger life. The school and everything that went on there is like nothing really to what was going on at home at times. Yeah, I loved like some of my childhood where I used to skateboard and stuff, but yeah, it was hard though as well. Like, it was really, really difficult. The stuff I went through, it was just really messed up. There was like it wasn't abuse to me, but it was abuse in the family that was really hard to like have on your mind. Even though I wasn't seeing it per se, but like, yeah, messed up stuff. So obviously I've ended up just using drugs, going around with people who I felt like I was like feeling loved by, but really most of the time they just wanted some of the drugs. And because I was fresh faced and brand new, like, it was like they just, some of them really respected me and talked to me on a level, but some saying that I was new to this and probably were turning round and setting the drugs up and giving themselves more than me, and I was paying for it. But I was brand new to it, and I would just sit there and have my vein out, and they would just get it, and I would sit there on their couch and you could tell they hadn't had anything until I've knocked on the door, and I was soon to realise that whole life, like what that person was living, I was going to be living. Like, waiting for a payday. Everybody knows your name. Barred out of the shops. Laying on your couch, watching just anything. Waiting for the next time you can get money. The wrong people in your life knocking on your door all the time. Yeah, so obviously I was using drugs heavily. So social services, we got moved into this house, which was a nice house. It was a really nice house, nice garden and everything. It was a good real place to live, and I kept it clean and smart and tidy and that. But social services were really involved because of the substances. My partner at the time was taking a lot of tablets, but I developed into, we were both taking opiate tablets together, and then I developed a heroin. So like, in the end, they moved the kids. We had an argument. We both got locked up. The kids went to her sister, and then to her parents, and then because she said I had heroin, that got mentioned in with the social services in the meeting, and then I couldn't be fit to have them, and she couldn't at the time either. And then she started doing well and got off the tablets, and she was allowed to be in the house with the kids. But I had to move into another town where I'm at now, and I moved in with my dad. So I came through Billingham to move in with my dad because I had nowhere to go. I was now just a fully blown heroin addict. And he took me in, and I was just the lowest of the low, really. I ended up obviously getting in a taxi to see my kids. That's where I was up to. I I know I keep going backwards and forwards, but that's how it is in my mind. It's scrambled because of the life I lived. But I would see the missionaries around the streets and that as well, all the way through the time, all the way through that. And I would stop them and talk to them, and they would try and guide me. And because my dad took me into the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints when I was a toddler, and I always remembered it. So I would stop the elders and the missionaries in the street and talk to them. But I was just lost. Like, I wasn't brought up in church or anything like that. My dad wasn't going anymore. He just took me in once. Like, it was once, or maybe possibly twice. Like, it can't have been any more than that, really. I wasn't going to church all the time or anything like that. I wasn't brought up in the church. But so yeah, I would stop them. But I was studying Buddhism. I was studying different things as I was going through the substances. Obviously, I went through like magic mushrooms and Pink Floyd, and I read loads of books on meditation and present moment awareness, and all sorts of different drugs, injecting them and stimulants. And I would watch pornography and while I was full of stimulants. I was like really lustful, like really badly. When I look back, it's just horrible. I was a horrible person. I was not a good person really at all. But like I was loving, and everyone would say you're a good lad, and I suppose I was on a level, but yeah, I was really messed up. I was just injecting in public toilets, and even before going to see my kids, because I didn't feel like I had the energy. So I would inject and then go and see them, and so I could hold up for a couple of hours, and I ended up not being able to see them, and I got worse and worse. Like, in the next video, I'm going to tell you how I got stuck to the other end of the country, kicked off this job, going around with the homeless, and stranded there, and how like some of the worst situations I've been in. 5 lads jumping out of a car, jumping on me. Ended up with one shoe on and no phone, and so I'll go all into all that in the next video. But yeah, I've been in and out of hospital, abscesses, blood clots in my lungs, sepsis, hepatitis C. As you know, like couldn't walk.